We are here today at Metro Tech, Spring Lake campus, for Breaking Bread 10, discussing what's going well in the Eastside community. So today we had discussions about funding and about community-led funding. There was a fund established called the DUO Fund, Do Unto Others. And with this sum of money that was given to the Eastside community, you had people who were citizens native to the east side of the community who then determined where that funding would go.
To be a part of this process was redemptive in so many ways. It provided us the opportunity to invest in our communities in a way we've never had the opportunity to do so before.
The concept of community-led giving and what it really means, I think, is that when you're close to the ground, when it's your problem, you approach it differently in a way that you believe it should be funded because you're actually in it. And I think that having that opportunity to speak into things from a real perspective of experience, like I see who's on the ground, I see who's doing the work and all of these things.
It gave us the opportunity to spark joy in the lives of our neighbors, and it taught us a lot as community and nonprofit professionals about what it takes to support neighbors, community, a city as a resource partner, making those difficult decisions.
Because all resources flow through the vein of relationship. And I honestly think God made it that way. Like, we were actually designed to be connected with one another, to care for one another, to help supply one another's needs.
And they came in today to talk about the importance of community-led giving, is what that's called. They also talked about how hard it was to decide between applicants when it was a neighbor who was getting money and another neighbor who wasn't going to get money. So we're here today to talk about how there are, at times, funding disparities when people of color are seeking funding for their nonprofit organizations.
What DUO did was to reveal blind spots in giving, in resource partnership in our communities. The people that are on the ground understand innately what the community needs. They understand what their needs are.
It's important for us to be able to serve in this way because the impact is more sustainable because it comes from the community. The ideas come from the community. The energy behind it is different when it comes from the community. It was a privilege and it was an honor to serve in this capacity. Yeah. I'm always taken aback and in awe of our residents in this city because they have the ability to identify the blind spots we talk about. And so things I had never thought about before, they give me answers to some of those things.
I learned a lot today about community-led giving. I learned a lot about the value of community-led giving and how crucial it is that we do this in other corners of our city.
We got to ideate and dream together today, and it was beautiful. Being able to speak to people from different walks of life is something that we don't too often get an opportunity to do. When you sit around a table sharing a meal with people who are unlike yourselves, you get to embody other perspectives and point of view so that you can make the best decisions about your community. And that is the power of Breaking Bread and the roundtable conversations.
So the Justice Circle is a gathering of faith and community leaders. We gather to talk about what it is that ails our community. To this point, we have talked mostly about the criminal justice system and the need to extend that system to provide safety and security to more people in our neighborhood. In upcoming events, we're going to take this Breaking Bread concept on the road and go to Washington, D.C. with a group of law enforcement folks and then a group of leaders, community leaders from the East Side. And we're going to go to the African American Museum, the Law Enforcement Museum. We're going to tour the White House and see if that friendship can help us establish a more peaceful and generative, hopeful future. Looking forward to some events in our future. We're going to have a junior Breaking Bread featuring some of the high school leadership from Oklahoma City Public Schools. We're also going to have a First American event next November at the First American Museum. Looking forward to that and more from the Justice Circle.